Safety at the Playground by Mary Lee Knowlton. Photography by Greg Anderson. Staying safe at the playground. Every day you have to make choices about your own safety, whether you are at home, at school, around water, or at a playground. Staying safe is something you must always think about. In this book, each section presents a special playground safety hazard or problem. Here's how the book works. First, you will read about a problem at the playground. Second, you will choose how to solve the problem. Third, you will learn about the consequence or outcome of each choice. For every bad consequence, you will see a no sign. For every good consequence, you will see a gold star. Finally, you will learn which is the best choice and why. You will also learn about ways to play safely when you are away from home at a playground or park. Telling your friends what you learned will help them make safe choices too. Leaving the playground. Parks and playgrounds have equipment and open fields where you can run and play. But sometimes you can see things going on just outside of where you are supposed to be. What do you do when you want to run over and see something outside of the playground? So we're going to a playground that actually has a dog park on the other side. So this is something you need to be careful of and make sure that you don't run away to see any dogs. Let's look at our choices here. What's happening? You have come to the playground with your best friend Dina and her mother. You see your other friend Jack and his new puppy across the street. What should you do? Choice A, look carefully to see that no cars are coming and run over to see the puppy. Choice B, tell Dina to tell her mother that you are going to see the puppy and off you go. Choice C, ask Dina's mother if she'll take you and Dina across the street to see Jack's puppy. What's the best choice? Okay, I want us to vote, so hold up 1 for A, 2 for B, or 3 for C. What happens next? If you choose A, Dina and her mother might not know where you are. They could get very worried. And you could also get hurt by going into the street. If you choose B, Dina's mother might tell you that she won't bring you to the park anymore because you left without telling her. If you choose C, Dina and her mother come with you to see the puppy. The best choice is C. Be sure to talk to Dina's mother, and she takes you across the street. What have you learned? The first rule of the playground is this: never go where the adult who brought you can't see you. So make sure you never go away out of the park, and always talk to a grown-up if there's something you see that you want to leave the park for. No pushing. Sometimes you have to wait a long time for your turn on the playground equipment. Waiting can be hard. Other people have trouble waiting too. What should you do when another kid tries to get in line ahead of you? What's happening? Another kid pushes you out of line while you're waiting to climb up the ladder to the slide. What should you do? Choice A, race up the ladder ahead of him or her. B, push him or her right back out of line. C, step out of line and find a grown-up in charge to help settle things. Which is the best choice? Turn the page and find out. What happens next? If you choose A, you might make the other kids angry for not waiting your turn. You could also hurt yourself as you race up the ladder. If you choose B, you might start a fight. If you choose C, you will put an end to the pushing and make sure all the kids in line are safe and get a turn. The best choice is C. Let a grown-up decide where everyone should be in line. What have you learned? Pushing back is never a way to get others to stop pushing. Treat people the way you want them to treat you. Throwing things. The park or playground is a great place to throw balls or frisbees because there's so much room. You can run far and throw high or long without breaking a window or hitting a car. You must remember, however, that there are other people at the park. How can you practice your throwing and catching safely? What's happening? You and your brother want to throw a frisbee while your parents finish eating a picnic lunch. What should you do? A. Go to another area of the park where your parents are out of the way and you are out of their sight. B. Throw the frisbee high so it goes over their heads. C. Wait until the adults finish eating, then ask one of them to come with you to a place where your throwing and catching won't bother or hurt anyone. Which is the best choice? What happens next? If you choose A, your parents may become worried about you since they don't know where you are playing. You could get in big trouble for breaking the first rule of the playground. Stay where the adults you came with can find you. If you choose B, your brother could miss a catch and the frisbee might land in the middle of someone's meal. If you choose C, everybody has fun and gets to enjoy the picnic. The best choice is C. Get a grown-up to take you somewhere where you won't disturb anyone with your throwing and catching. What have you learned? Don't throw things where other people are eating or not expecting flying things through the air. People can get hurt, or you can make a big mess. Always stay where the adults who brought you can see you. Picking things up. Parks and playgrounds are places where everybody can go to play and have fun. Keep them clean and safe by picking up your own trash and throwing it away where it belongs. What can you do when people leave trash lying around and other kids get into it? What's happening? You're at the playground and it's a mess. Someone has left trash all over the place and your little brother is digging around in it. What should you do? A. Pick up the trash and throw it in a container. B. Tell your brother to leave the trash alone. C. Tell the adult who brought you to the park. He or she can decide whether to tell a park employee about it or take you somewhere else to play. Which is the best choice? What happens next? If you choose A, you might touch germs or molds that have grown on the trash. These can make you sick. If you choose B, your brother won't do what you say for long. He might get cut on a piece of glass or eat a hot dog he found in the dirt. Yuck. If you choose C, you see that trash can be dangerous. You have done the right thing by telling an adult about it. The best choice is C. Talk about the trash to the grown-up who brought you. He or she can figure out the best way to take care of it. Cleaning up other people's garbage is not your responsibility. What have you learned? Some people who come to the park don't clean up after themselves, even though you always do. It is not your job to clean up after other people in a public place. You can get hurt picking up other people's trash. Talking to strangers. This one's very important. Most of the people in the park or on the playground have come there to have a good time just like you, but you can't be sure if you don't know them. That's one reason you always come with an adult. What should you do if someone you don't know asks you to go with him or her? What's happening? A man comes up to you and your sister and shows you a picture of his puppy. He tells you it's lost and asks you to help find it. What should you do? A. You and your sister both go with the man to help him find the puppy because the two of you can watch each other. B. You ask your sister to tell your mom that you're helping a man find his puppy so your mom will know where you are. C. You and your sister don't talk to the man. Instead, you go to your mom and tell her a stranger asked you to go with him. Which is the best choice? What happens next? If you choose A, there might not be a puppy. The man could pull both you and your sister into his car as soon as you're out of your mother's sight. If you choose B, the man has tricked you into coming with him. He might pull you into his car. You just never can trust strangers, so you should always talk to your parents first. If you choose C, your mother tells the police that a stranger is bothering children in the park. You and your sister are safe. The best choice is C. You leave it up to your mom to figure out what to do about the stranger. What have you learned? Never go with a stranger or let him or her give you anything. Never go anywhere without telling the person who takes care of you. You don't have to figure out whether you can trust a stranger. That is an adult's job, not yours. Petting animals. Many people come to the park to walk their dogs. Some people do not keep their dogs on leashes. What should you do when you see a cute puppy or a friendly looking dog? What's happening? Some people in the park are playing frisbee with their dog. The frisbee lands near you. The dog comes running over to you with its tail wagging. You really love dogs and you want to pet it. What should you do? Pick up the frisbee and say, here boy, and throw your arms around the dog. B. Pick up the frisbee and throw it back to the people who threw it. C. Stand still and leave the frisbee and the dog alone. Which is the best choice? If you choose A, the dog is frightened by you being handled by someone it doesn't know. It could bite you. If you choose B, the dog becomes confused because someone it doesn't know took its frisbee while it was chasing it. The dog could bite you. If you choose C, you don't frighten the dog and it doesn't bite you. The owners of the dog could come over, get the frisbee, and be sure their dog behaves itself. The best choice is C. It's not your job to fetch the frisbee and return it to the dog's owners. Your main responsibility is to keep yourself safe. What have you learned? Most people's pets are friendly, but you don't know that for sure. Never touch an animal unless its owner is there and tells you it's okay. Even though you are very nice, some animals are afraid of people. Did you know that some dogs work to keep people safe? Some dogs are trained for jobs like helping their owners cross the street or checking to be sure packages are safe. Some even work with firefighters or police to help find people who are lost. Dogs that are trained to do jobs are called service dogs. Petting them while they're working keeps them from doing their job. All right, I hope you have learned a lot about playground safety.